I'm going to go, okay, so now I'm going to do this thing, okay? Ready?
Ready. Wow.
Well, that didn't work.
Oh boy.
I'll tell you what I did though, and this is what you should do if you try to do this in a bar. You can say, okay, I'm going to whack this, and I'm going to bet you I'll bet you a drink that I can get this to fall into the jar.
Right.
And see, and so what I did that time is I whacked it on this side. And so when I whacked it on this side, I actually deformed this and it launched the screw. Okay? So now I'm going to do it the way you should do it.
Nice.
Okay?
That's
So see, I whacked it on this side, so that causes this to compress a little bit, and so then it falls into this. And so the way that this is a demonstration of Newton's first law is that the instant after I hit this, the screw had no force on it, I mean except for the force of gravity. It would only experience the force of gravity, but it didn't have any force in the x or y direction. And so its speed and velocity in this direction, it was at rest, and its initial velocity in the x and y direction was still at rest, and so it could just fall straight into this. Okay.
cool.
So, and then also with this glass of fine colored water. And so you can see that the coefficient of friction of the tablecloth with this table is pretty small. I can pull it. And I can accelerate it, right? When I'm pulling it and starting these objects to move, I'm accelerating this. And the coefficient of friction is enough to hold, static friction is enough to hold this in place. So now I'm going to see if I can pull this tablecloth out from under these. Okay. So there's actually a trick to this. What you don't want to do, if you look carefully, I pulled down like that. I'm not going to do this with the water, and I'm not recommending that you try this at home. But if you do, you should pull down on the tablecloth. Because if you pull up on the tablecloth, then you make a mess. So the reason, so this is often done as a demonstration of Newton's first law. Object at rest tends to remain at rest, object in motion tends to remain in motion. But really, it's also a demonstration of the fact that, well, this is related to friction, right? I had to pull this fast enough so that the coefficient of static friction wasn't enough to pull this along, and the coefficient of kinetic friction was small enough that it didn't move these very much. Like, it moved them, they moved a little bit, because, I mean, at the very beginning, yeah, they moved a little bit, but they didn't move very much because the coefficient of kinetic friction is so small.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So according to that law of conservation of energy and that energy diagram that I showed there, if I start this bowling ball, right, touching my nose, and I release it, what should happen? Do I get a bloody nose or not?
No.
No. Okay. All right, so let's see if that works. See, I didn't quite believe.
You're leaning back, so you like jerk forward a little bit, and then
Yeah, that's the trick. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. Okay, so now, what if I start here, but I give it a little push?
Bloody nose.
Get out of the way.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Jesus. There's a reflex test now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is